All right, playing the song with the keyboard only. So we have our keyboard here. This is a MIDI keyboard. It's plugged in into a PC, so it doesn't have sound on it. But if you have a keyboard that have sounds on it, it's cool. So you have two options. Use a keyboard as a MIDI controller for controlling your DAW. All right. If you are a keyboard player, you already know this. If you have, like, for example, my keyboard player, it has an Ord Electro, and it's really built-in, all-in-one. All right, you just plug it to the amplifier. So, playing loop station with a keyboard, it's much easier than playing with a keyboard, with a guitar or with a bass, in my opinion, because when you don't have when you have a guitar, you have a guitar. You don't have a synth. You don't have bass. You don't have drums. While with a guitar, with a keyboard, you can have synths. You can have organs. You can have piano. You can have another piano. You can have the drums. You can have another drums. And you can have another synthesizer. All right, you can have whatever you want. So it's much easier as a keyboard player to start with loop station. But we have one problem, that you need to choose the right sounds. All right, because keyboards has thousands of patches, but not every patch sounds good. All right, so be careful in your choices with your keyboard. So, for example, my keyboard has a synth. It's a Juno 106 emulation. It's the Tal Uno, if you want to know. All right, and also there's an organ, and I saw the piano. I don't use this so much. Also an electric piano, very jazzy, and drums, other drums, and another. This is a Moog, all right. This is a Moog. It's another synth. All right. And so that's basically 7 instruments. I could have other 2. I could have another 300. I have lots of presets here in my synth. Look at that. Those are like 100 presets, but I don't use it. All right. So the point here, before starting live looping, is choose your sounds. Don't use 100 million sounds, all right? Because what's gonna happen is gonna be this, or it's gonna this, all right? We have a drum loop. And then we are here at the computer on the keyboard, and we try to find the patches. All right, this one. No, not this one. This not. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, maybe this one. Oh, but I'm playing a show. Oh, sorry, people. I was choosing the sounds. That's not a show. This is you fucking choosing the sounds. All right? 5, 8 sounds are good enough to make a show. All right? So this was a little rant, but it was totally worth it, because it's important that you understand that you need to use the right sounds. All right, so I have only 7 sounds. This one. All right, this one, this one. Maybe I have, yeah? So 3 sounds. Then I have this, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sounds. 9 sounds is all you need to have as a keyboard player to make looping. All right, so now other stuff, the delay. delay. Delay is great even with a keyboard. So now we're gonna make a song with only the keyboard. Let's start with some keys, shall we? So we have the famous song Disco Formula 124 from Loop Connection. Very simple. And now we can have a variation, right? Oh yeah. All right. And then we can have a little drums. And then the bass. Much more easier on the keyboard if you have the right sounds to build a loop, all right? And now we can have the kick, for example. And also here, since you have all the kit, you can decide to play drums like this, all at once, or you can try to build one piece at a time. I like to build one piece at a time because it gives you the dynamics that I already explained in the course, because it's not a song, it's a live looping song, so you need to have dynamics and you need to have feeling the whole and stuff like that. And so that's basically my personal approach to live looping. Sometimes I start right away with and I make a song and then other song with dynamicity and dynamics, all right? So now we add the kick. Also, don't forget that I'm using all the secret tips that you learned in the previous lesson. So don't push the overdub button together with the kick. Take your time, warm up the timing and the delay. And you can clearly see that those secrets that you use are my secrets that I personally use. All right? So they work. All right, so now we have the kick. What we can have? A little bit of hi-hat, like disco hi-hat. Oh, we can have also an organ that goes like this. Then we can have the snare, clap. And also the snare. Much better with only the keyboard. Much better. Only the keyboard, you know, if you are a keyboard player, it's much more easier for you to get a live looping song, all right? And then what we can have, basically, that's all. Well, we can have some percussion if you have it. Well, let's see. Yeah, we can add some. All right? As you can see, I did like a little bit of solo, but I didn't loop this stuff like in the loop because it was too busy. And when I looped the groove, it was a simple one, like this. Very, very, very simple. All right. So don't. The point is. Here is, I know you have a keyboard, but keep it simple for the good of the song. All right, and now that our song is complete, we can jam a little bit and we can have our theme. All right, let's do this. As you can see, I also managed to play a B section with the keyboard because I can force, if I play two-hand, the bass. So even if the bass is like this, I can force it. So I play it like this. All right? And so you can play also a B section easily with a keyboard. And so, final warning, as I said in the beginning, please, don't take your time and do your research in finding the proper instruments and build a show for that instrument. All right? Don't try to make 100 instruments, 2,000 instruments, and then you are there and you can choose. You need to force yourself. LoopStation is already a limited machine, all right? And so you're forcing your creativity, but you won't get a good songs because you have 200 instruments. You have a good songs because you're making good songs, and I hope this course taught you how to make good songs. And so when you choose your instrument, choose them carefully, 5, 10 instrument maximum, all right? There's people making shows with only one instrument. So if you want to be a live looper, you need to know how to build songs. You don't need to know how to play 100 instruments. And so that's basically my last advice for this. And for the keyboard, only live looping, as you can see, it's much more easier, and you can build a one-channel loop song with only the keyboard, much more easier. And also here, if you have a microphone, you don't need beatboxing. All right, maybe you need it if you learn beatboxing is okay, all right, even if you are a keyboard player. But also with the shaker, you can add. All right, now I have another loop here, as you can see. Shaker will help you a lot with the looping, all right? Shaker is one of the other instruments that saved my live looping career, if you want to say like that. And so that's it for this lesson. Now I think it's gonna be play one song on the loop station with only the microphone. It's gonna be funny. Let's go. Let's do this.